Hi, I'm Melissa Koons with Spine Press and Post.
And I'm Thomas A. Fowler. We're here to talk about all the latest in publishing and marketing news in this month's Spinal Wrap.
Erotica and adult content authors noticed on the Nook e-readers that their titles and some of their accounts were removed. This is because Nook updated their terms and policies as well as their content policies, and some of the authors didn't quite make the cut. However, what is causing a huge uproar is that Nook did not notify the authors of these changes in the policies before removing them. So not only were their titles taken down, but some authors found their accounts as authors were removed altogether.
And in our next bit of news, it isn't necessarily advertising, but it does deal with author websites and, more importantly, video and audio media streaming services. Adobe, which is the company that creates a lot of software programs like Photoshop, Illustrator, also created Flash. And Flash has been on its deathbed for a long time. In terms of advertising, the Ad Council basically killed all Flash advertising. So for digital ad banners, Flash is no longer allowed. You have to use HTML5. And the reason being is that Flash is an older system. So with new browsers, new content, it isn't able to handle that workload. It causes your browsers to crash more often. It adds more strain to your system that needs to exist. HTML5 is a lot more responsive, able to adjust to internet speed variances, and is just an overall better experience. So the death bells of Flash have been slowly ringing, and now its final day has been marked. And it's not until 2020, which doesn't sound like a lot of time. However, there are some major platforms that are having issues because they built this huge infrastructure around streaming video specifically, as well as other audio and basically other media players. Now, some of the bigger companies like YouTube and Vimeo have caught up. Those are HTML based now. However, a lot of video service providers have not. And as a result, they are still using a Flash-based system. So what you need to worry about as the author is making sure that your website provider has a video player that allows you to either embed YouTube and Vimeo pages, which pretty much everyone does. And if they allow you to upload videos directly, make sure that the video player itself is based on HTML5, not Flash. If it is based on Flash, then you've got basically at this point only about 2 years and a few months before it is going to be completely unsupported. Now, while that seems like a lot of time, for larger companies to shift this entire way, that's something that they've been doing for years, to something new, takes a lot of work. And therefore, you need to make sure that they have those systems already in place, because the larger the company, the larger the infrastructure, the larger the shift has to occur. So just make sure that you're monitoring that, and if you need to check it out, just do a QA with your website, perhaps send a query into your customer service provider with that company to just make sure that if they haven't already updated from Flash, that it is in the works, and see when the exact date is, because then you'll be able to make sure that your any videos that you upload, like book trailers or content like this, is going to have the right platform and won't suddenly just die off because your website provider doesn't support that or still uses a Flash-based system.
There was a great article written on Knowable by Laura McCollum regarding women and the tropes that they were fed up of seeing in fiction. A lot of these tropes are in both books and movies that we see. For example, the sassy black woman sidekick best friend who's given no other exposition. Yeah, we're kind of done with that one. We're also done with the I'm a young teenage girl and there's all this other dystopian stuff going on, but this live triangle that I have is far more important. Don't think so. So there's a lot of wonderful female tropes that people are fed up with seeing, and this article does a great job of pinning down those tropes. There's about 25 that are listed on there, and I think we both agree pretty heavily that we're sick of seeing of all of them.
And in a really cool piece of advertising content, Quilted Northern, the toilet paper company, held an annual contest where they actually had people design wedding dresses out of toilet paper, and they are remarkably exquisite. And they used it for these hilarious ads where they were doing almost like a romantic comedy trailer from the perspective of these toilet paper rolls, where it was their destiny all along to become a wedding dress and to be something more than just your average toilet paper. and they announced 10 winners and showed the dresses, and it's incredible the craftsmanship that went into it, and it created a huge event that people wanted to talk about and share, because it took something normal and made it something that was event-based and really beautiful, and something that you would never really associate with a wedding. It was really unexpected and something really clever. So the way that translates to you is, how can you use your books, or how can you use the things that you create to make an event, make something unique that people will want to talk about and share? And just by doing so, people will understand a little bit more about you, who you are as an author, and hopefully gain some more awareness and lead to some more book sales.
And finally, somebody has been photoshopping the titles of familiar childhood books, and they are not suitable for work, but they are hilarious to read. You can go ahead and check them out. They're quite funny to see Lassie just deciding to let it burn, to some other kids who might be thinking what we thought they were thinking the entire time. Puts a nice spin on the childhood.
So if you want to find out more news like this, be sure to follow us along on social media. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Thomas A. Fowler.
And I'm Melissa Koons. Until next time, get to writing.